Hello everyone, welcome to Phonics Time Together. We're up to session 25 now in phase 3 and we're looking at the URE grapheme together today. And we are nearly there, so this is the second to last one, or the penultimate one in our vowel digraphs that we're looking at. So one more after this and then you're done with phase 3. I think when your child gets to that point, it's just worth thinking about which ones still catch them out when they're reading the sentences, and maybe going back to those that video and just rerunning it again and giving some more practice. So, and that's fine. They're not, you know, if they're getting them all from watching this video, that's fantastic. But if if the odd one they're not so sure at, it takes a little bit longer. The key thing is not to worry about it and just have another practice at it. Just need a little bit longer, and then you'll get there. So we're looking at this one today. Bit of a practice for you to go through your GPCs that we've covered so far to make sure you're nice and confident. So you've got this mixture of the phase 2 ones and all the ones we've done together of phase 3 coming up. So I'll do 4 and then go through them after. Okay, so let's go. So we've got U, O, J, T, P. V, G, D, N. Z, ng, O, Z. Y, qu, k. H, a, l, s. Sh, I, ch, e, e, o. W, x, th, b. I, o, f. Ow, o, oi, s. Excellent. So today we're going to zoom like arrow speed with children in a bit, but it's over to you to have got do it as fast as an arrow. Let's go. Well done, that's good, that's fabulous, and let's keep going with our awesome work together. Something a little bit different for the children today. They can have a race against you, so you can say, right, which number do you want to be? They might choose number 1, so they're going to read all the words in number 1, and you're going to try and read the words in number 2, and they've got 8 words to get through. Or they could have got reading all the ones in number 1 and then all the ones in number 2 and seeing which one they were faster at. They could read the words from right to left, for example, they, you, was, be, me, we, she, he. Or they could read all the words and then read them again backwards. So you could go, okay, ready, go, he, she, we, me, be, was, you, they, you, was, be, me, we, she, he. So they might have to get there and back. So you could have some different options or different challenges that you might want to set them. We'll get them reading those tricky words super quick. And then they'll go on to today's GPC. Now this one's an interesting one because the phoneme for it is your. So if we think about in the top image, that's pure honey. So that one does have that your sound in it. It's p, your, pure. If we think about manure, that one's got it in. And if we think about secure, again, that's got the your in it. But the odd one, sometimes you can't hear that little you at the start. But most of them, it's going to be your. But we'll look at that in a moment when we look at the words. So we're looking at your in pure, your in manure, and your in secure. And I'll talk through the children what pure means and things being secure. So if we think about this one, so we've got inshore. Some people might say inshore, but I don't. I would say inshore. I'm going to insure my house, inshore. So this one, it's where we can learn the your, but we've got to be thinking about our local dialect and the way we pronounce words where we're from. So I don't say the you're in insure like most people. So when we do that, if you do say the you're in insure, then great. Make sure your child knows that, and that you can. That's what you could say is we live in a different place and we speak slightly differently. That's not a problem. So we'll blend that one together, and then we'll go through some of these. So there's a few trickier ones in this because if you can see, if you look at the screen, you see more sound buttons. So that's going to be a bit more blending required of them. So number one, we've got obviously. This is the trick. So a child could learn that as s and z, but actually sure. So that wouldn't be a your one in my opinion. I don't say that. I just say sure. Are you sure? So we've got that sound there. That's a little bit tricky at the start. So we've got sure, and then we've got insure, and assure. I'm going to assure you. So they're all working around the same word, sure. So you might want to point that out that they've all got the S-U-R-E in them. So we've got sure, insure, assure. Now, number 4, cure, and then we've got cure again in number 5, secure. So that has got that your sound in it, cure, secure. Number 6, as we said, has got the your in it, pure. And number 7, manure. So manure, manure. And then mature, that's got the your in it as well. At your, mature. So this, in terms of blending, is really tricky. So it is, in terms of getting that phoneme right, and being able to hear the blend is a bit tricky because we've got more sound buttons to put together. So today's video, I definitely recommend using it twice with your children, unless they're obviously amazing at it and they just fly through it really easy. But this is one to definitely work on twice because it is a challenge. Then they'll read them nice and confidently and fluently at some point when they're ready and they've blended them a lot, and they can just say, yep, that's a sure, that one's been your, that's really good. We'll give them a big well done, especially after this because it is a trickier one, so we'll say a super job. And then we'll push them onto the sentences. So as usual, number 1's easy, number 2 a little bit trickier. I've put in a comma in number 2 this time. So you've got that sort of place adverbial at the start, at the farm. We know something's happening at the farm. And then the last one, again, I've tried to put in the 2 pieces of punctuation, so this time they'll stop at the full stop and then pause at the comma after rush. So it shouldn't be a problem. So moving on, I've put some really simple sentences, and the key thing here is if you're going to have a go at these, just make sure that they're pretty good at reading them. So unfortunately, some children in school are pushed to write words before they can read them confidently, and that is a real challenge. And they end up having to rely on looking at the board, looking at the friends. But actually, if they've got that confidence in reading and seeing these words lots, when it comes to write them, it makes it a lot easier. So if you feel your child's ready to have a go at writing them, then you might use some of those sentences there to help dictate. Big thank you today. Thank you for coming on this journey and helping your child learn to read. Working our way through phase 3. It's a fabulous effort that you've put in, so excellent stuff. And thank you to everyone that's commented on Facebook or on left their comments on here on YouTube. I'm really grateful for those. So if you could like the video and leave a comment, I'd really appreciate it. But for now, if you want to pause the video and ask your child to come over, ready for their phonics lesson. Hi everyone, welcome to Phonics Time Together. We've got another phase 3 phonics lesson together. Before we do that, let's go over all the ones we've done and the ones from phase 2. So I will click through 4 and then go through them so you can have a double check how well you did. Okay, so we should be ready with no distractions, looking at the screen and ready to do our best. Let's go. So we've got oo or o, j, t, p. V, g, d, n. Z, ng, o, z. Y, qu, k. H, a, l, s. Sh, I, ch, air, ear, o, w, x, b, I, o, ow, r, oi, s. Excellent, really, really good. Now, today we're going as fast as an arrow. So you can see those 3 arrows hit the bullseye. You're going to hit the bullseye with your sounds and do them as fast as the arrow flying through the air. Okay, let's go. You're on your own now, nice and quick. Well done, that's super speedy. As fast as an arrow today, very impressed. So do your special celebration to say, yep, we're doing a good job there, and then we'll move on. Okay, so I've got something different for you today, and I've called it Are You Great at 8? And I've put Are You Great at 8 because number 1 has got 8 words to read, and number 2 has got 8 words to read. And what we could do here is the person sitting with you could read the other line, and you read one line, and then we'll have a race. Who could get to the end first? So you might choose to be number 1, and the person sitting with you might choose to be number 2, and we might race to see how fast we can read all of our 8. Or we might read 16 because we might read all the way to the end and then read them again and race back to the start. Okay, so you could go he, she, we, me, be, was, you, they, you, was, be, me, we, she, he, and then I'm back again. You could do that, or you could just time yourself doing number 1 and then time yourself in doing number 2, and then let me know in the comments which one you could read faster and how long it took you. Okay, so pause the video and practice reading your tricky words as quick as you can. Okay, so we've got today's GPC is written just like that on the screen. So you can see the grapheme on the screen made up of the U, R and E, and its phoneme is your. Say your. 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 Fabulous. Can you say it 3 times? Your. Right, so our images, let me explain them. So at the top, that's honey, and it is pure honey, which means there's nothing else in that jar, just honey. So that makes it pure. So it hasn't had any sugar added into it or any other flavors. Nothing's been added into that. It's just honey, and so that means it's pure. So something that's pure, it hasn't got any other bits mixed into it. Now the bottom one, that's the middle one, sorry, is not very nice because that's the farmer putting it onto his field to put the nutrients back into the field. That's manure, and it's a bit stinky. So I don't know if you've ever been out near the countryside or driving when someone's spraying that. It's not very nice. That's manure coming out the bottom of the tank. And then we have a bottom picture is a safe, and we have a safe to put things in and keep them secure. So if we've got some special things we want to keep secure, we've put them in the safe. So let's have a go at this. We've got you're in pure. So you have a go at saying that. You're in pure. You're in manure. And can you say you're in secure? Excellent. So you're. Fabulous. So we've got the an interesting bit today because not all words will end up having that your sound. So you'll just have to experiment and we'll see if it's right. So we've got in, and then this S in the middle is not going to make the S sound, insure, it's insure. I'm going to insure. So we've got in, sure, insure. So you might say insure where you're from, or you might say insure. But you've got the options there, and the person sitting with you will talk through how you generally say those words. But we've got a word to practice, so therefore pause the video and have a go at blending that one. Okay, a little bit of a challenge today. So if you look at the screen, we've got a bit more blue than we used to. So that means we've got more sound buttons, which means we've got more phonemes. So therefore we've got more phonemes that we've got to try and blend back together. Okay, so let's have a go. If you don't want to use my help, you can pause the video now and just have a go at reading these and practicing your blending. Right, number 1, you're sure. I am sure you got that right. Sure. Now, number 2, that's got it in as well, look. But we've got in at the start. So insure. And number 3, assure. Assure. I'm going to assure you, you are doing a great job. Number 4, your cure. Number 5 has also got cure in it. If you look closely, it's got secure. Secure. You have to, a bit like on our safe, you've got to make sure things are secure and safe. Number 6, pure. And number 7, is that one that we just saw coming out the back of the tank. Manure. Number 8, mature. Excellent. So pause the video and practice blending those. Try and get that your sound in there. Fabulous blending. Now, if you're getting confident, you might be able to read some of these words straight away. So you might be able to spot pure without having to blend it. That's fabulous. If you do need to blend, let's remember to try and blend in our head so we don't say the phonemes out loud. So pause the video and practice your fluency. Excellent reading today. I'm really proud of you because it is a challenging session, this one, getting that you're in there because we've got those extra phonemes that we're trying to blend together. So fabulous for working hard and working on your reading. And let's put it all together by reading some sentences. So we've got the your phoneme and we've got the grapheme for it identified in red as usual. And we need to, in the middle sentence, the second one, watch out for the comma. And then the bottom sentence, you've got a full stop and a comma. So if we stop at the full stop and we do a pause at the comma. So have a go at reading this. If you want a little bit of help, keep listening. If not, pause the video and practice your reading. Okay, let's have a look at the first one. Jen had to be sure she had soap for the bath. Second one, at the farm, so I need to pause there because there's a comma. At the farm, the cart had pure manure in it. And the last one, I can assure you that the jet is quick and secure. If you are in a rush, it will get us to the fair tonight. So we've got to stop at the full stop, and then we had a comma in there. So pause the video and practice reading your sentences. Excellent work, everyone. Really impressed. Another good session, and that is what we call the penultimate one, which means it's the second to last one. So we've only got one more after this, and you should be feeling really proud of yourself for making your way through phase 3 so confidently. Especially you might be at home and have lots of distractions, but you've committed to doing your reading, so it definitely needs a big thank you from me. So if you haven't already, drop a comment on the video. I'd really appreciate that. Let me know how you found it and any successes. I'd love to hear those, and then give the video a like. That'll be fantastic. Have a great day, everyone. See you soon.